Q&A day.
Happy Q&A day! You know, we're getting a lot of questions and we're trying to answer all of them. And if we don't get to your question, we apologize profusely.
Bug us again about it. Send us a message or something.
Like, somebody asked me, oh, by the way, please let us know how awesome the beard is.
No.
A little fluffy today because we did some mixes.
Too
and I had
fluffy.
to wear...
I think he needs to trim it back down.
It gets to negative 15 and I'm working at night.
Wear a scarf.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get that scarf that Patchouli has.
He won't wear scarves.
The scarves that you wear indoors. Anyway.
I'm not saying you can do that.
So today we are answering John and
Anist. Anist.
Sorry, I mean to say Anist.
Please feel free to
Correct
phonetically put it in there. We
yeah,
apologize.
like a little recording. Sorry about that. Works industrial and commercial concrete contractor.
A3 Construction Inc.
Ooh, went to Colorado State University.
Cool.
Pretty dope.
Very cool. Okay, let me get back to the question.
Thanks for the question, by the way.
Yep.
Check them out.
Can you give a rundown on concrete admix accelerators for winter concrete pours?
There is a writer for the Army Corps of Engineers, the Engineering Research and Development Center in Vicksburg, Mississippi, Charles Cohenin. We'll attach a link to one of his papers in the section below. And I mean, the work that he did, I believe, was in the late 80s.
Huh?
It was. I found his first paper when I was working there, and I also found a picture of Brian Greene in his Canadian tuxedo. Right. It was, "What's up, Denim Dan?"
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if
Sorry,
I'm allowed
Brian.
to post that picture. I
love
just
you.
sent him that
I'll
picture.
smack him later. For
But anyway,
for that.
the work that he did on accelerators was all encompassing. And it wasn't just accelerators, it was cold weather concreting.
Sure.
And he went down to like -5 or -10
Wow.
C. And he looked at everything from sodium or calcium chloride, calcium nitrates, calcium nitrites, the sodium versions of those, sodium thiocyanates. I believe he looked at some kitty litter.
Oh my.
As well as some ethylene glycol. So, I mean, really his work and what he did is early strengths as well as later strengths to show the regression and the increase of strength by using some of these salts that helped increase that activation energy during those colder months. And that's really the purpose of accelerators. When you put a concrete into a freezing environment, hey, listen, the concrete doesn't take in cold energy. That is against the law of physics. The concrete loses energy to the environment that's colder. If the concrete is hot, or if it's heating up because cement hydration is an exothermic reaction, it's going to let out heat. Now, if it's really cold outside, instead of that heat staying within the concrete and accelerating those stages of hydration,
to allow it to set up and all that.
We also need to include in this link Cement Hydration Theater by Professor Tyler Laisberg.
So awesome.
There's a part 1 and 2. We'll put both of them in there. If you haven't seen them, that to me, Patchouli, you've got to watch it. That is literally the best concrete video out there besides our glow-in-the-dark and translucent stuff.
Yeah.
Colloidal silica stuff. Tyler Lay, his Cement Hydration Theater,
awesome.
it's
great.
Like, holy moly, you gotta clap weird. That's how good it is.
Even somebody that's not a concrete fan, which I know is crazy to say, will
absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So, where were we?
We were talking about accelerators.
Activation. Yeah. So accelerators, what they do is they include a salt to that hydration mechanism to accelerate that hydration mechanism.
Right.
So you add it to the fresh concrete, and what that does is it normally maintains or sets off the activation energy of that hydration mechanism to get ready for the colder temperatures. Because if you pour at 8 o'clock, that's not the problem.
Right.
8 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun's out. It's 12 o'clock, in the evening. Or 2 o'clock in the morning.
I really just kind of restore that homeostasis that would have taken place if you poured in, 50 or 60 or 70 degree weather.
No, totally.
The problem is, though, if you do too much accelerator, then you can have issues with shrinkage, cracking, and other things. So you've got to kind of find a balance with that. We're getting the finger.
So I think John's question was, what is the best accelerator?
Okay.
And that is a very, very difficult answer, John, without any information. What was there information at a certain job site? And I would go into a different direction, bud. I mean, you could do that. He's saying he's using, depending on all the above criteria, which is full shade, half shade, full sun.
Right.
So the more sun he's got, the more heat, the less of the non-chloride accelerator. It's a very general term. And then if there's more shade or less heat, he's going to put more of that non-chloride accelerator. And John, what you're doing is you're setting off that activation energy. You could do experiments in your facility or with a lab to determine what that activation energy is with and without. And the non-chloride accelerator in a lab as well as a temperature-controlled water bath. But with this, I would go in a totally different direction. And we did a video, and I've got to wrap this up here. We did a video on this quick patch, road patch. Or we did a few videos on those, right, Patchouli? Throw those below? Thank you so much, Patchouli.
It's a lot of links, Patchouli.
It's a lot of links. So, in that video...
Too bad it's not hot dog.
I can't! Oh, I'm stitched. I got a stitch. It wasn't that funny, actually.
Sausage. We were up a lot last night, so...
So, to answer your question, John, I would use that direction, because with that type of concrete, you are going to get your fresh properties in that 90-minute window. You can control it with that lever system that you'll hear about in those quick patch videos. And what you'll do is there's I can't remember which ACI goes over it, the cold weather concrete.
I want to say 27.
No, I think it's 302. Anyway,
be willing to put it on.
Hey, we'll put the link to that below too.
Yes. I feel like it's
cold wet or the CIP. That's the one that
concrete in practice.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the ACI.
Oh yeah, 318 or so. Yeah.
So there's a certain PSI that you need to get to deal with freezing weather. So just the other week we had a negative 15-degree swing in temperature, and literally a blizzard came out of nowhere. If I was a concrete contractor, I would pay that extra $100 per cubic yard for those mixes.
It's a lot easier than...
And if you're only getting 5 yards of it,
right? So
you're spending an extra $500, but it's going to set up that strength before you get to that swing in the evening.
It's your insurance plan,
Right, and I mean, if you're in Denver, you guys hit that cold snap that we had too, and literally it was like Thursday night.
Yeah, last week.
Blizzard.
It was like 50 degrees that day. There was no snow forecast in the weather.
Negative 10, then negative 15.
And school was closed the next day because of the amount of
20
snow
mile an hour winds, 30 mile an hour winds. And then what I would do is, I would also change up your practice a little bit. We just did a video for Patchouli on hydronic heating. Or hydronic control of the temperature, had the best time with it. And I think that one, we need to do a part 2 in the back over here. Build a slab, wait till it gets negative 15. Alright, so we hope you learned something. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for joining.
Whitney had a good time.
Sorry,
Don't be sorry. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, any concrete concerns.
Any jokes?
Hey, wait a second. Gentlemen. So we got a water reducer, an accelerator, a hydration stabilizer, and what you would do with these is use them in combination to get your slump retention, because your accelerator, John, it's going to give you your strength, but it might kill your slump within 10 or 15 minutes, especially at 2%. So we would put a hydration stabilizer in there in 2.
To give you that extended workability.
So anywhere from 8 to... 160 ounces per hundredweight, depending on what you want to do.
And which one you're using.
Anywhere between half an ounce and 3 ounces per hundredweight, maybe a little 4 or 5 more. And then anywhere between 5 and 8 ounces per hundredweight of your high range water reducer to really get a James Bond awesome mix tailored in to exactly what you need. Hope you enjoyed. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Great question.
Go concrete!
Beat asphalt!